Hello, everyone, and welcome once again. We are blessed here to have Dr. Hart with us. Dr. Hart, thank you so much for making the time.
Oh, it's a joy to be with you. We always cover such wonderful topics.
Yes, I always learn so much as we go through this. And Dr. Hart, something came to mind. I was thinking about the possibility of, a company sending a team to actually do a training at the Biocybernaut Institute. How would that work?
Well, yeah, it's more than a possibility. It's a proven benefit, whether it's a company, a scientific research team, or even a sports team. We know that when a group is aligned, they are far more powerful and effective. Together, we're better and stronger. Well, but that implies, well, what is together? Okay, you can be present in the same room and be uninterested in or even disrespectful of the others. That doesn't work. We know there's now in the popular awareness studies that show the performance enhancing benefit of people in an office if they're within, I think it's like 25 feet of somebody who's in a good mood, their performance improves. If they're within 35 feet of somebody who's in a bad mood, their performance degrades. Now, this is, we know people understand vibes at Biocybernaut. What we understand is that these are brainwaves. And so when people are on the same wavelength, they are enormously more powerful. And the benefits to a company sending their teams to Biocybernaut go way beyond the benefits of just communicating motivation, the company's virtues, values, and objectives so that they're shared and understood and there's alignment. It goes way beyond that. For example, I trained a team of scientists from Stanford Research Institute. We measured their creativity before and after their Alpha One training. And to everyone's delight and astonishment, there was a 50% increase in creativity. 50%, not 5, not 7, not 15, 50%. We had a control group who came to the lab and had measures of respiration and muscle tension and heart rate and things like that. Didn't do the alpha training, and there was no change in their creativity. And so can you imagine the benefits to your team if they're 50% more creative on average? Some of the Stanford Research Institute scientists solved problems in their alpha chambers that had stumped them for 2 years. They were unable to make progress, beating their head against the problem day after day after day in the lab and making no progress. They go into the alpha chamber and in a higher alpha state quickly and effectively solve the problems in a manner that distinguished them as creative people. Now, there's also an increase in IQ that averages 11.7 points. Now, how much better would your team function if everybody was 50% more creative and almost 12 points of IQ brighter? We've studied the time effects of the IQ, and out to a year after the training, there's no fading of the boost. So the boost is enduring at least out to a year. So we've got more creativity after the alpha training for your team. We've got almost 12-point boost in IQ. And so that they can work better together, there's also a huge increase in emotional intelligence, known as EQ. In the premium double Alpha One training, our research shows that the average gain in EQ is 15.8 points. People who give EQ boosting programs struggle to produce a 5-point gain in a year. Well, this is a 15.8 point boost in emotional intelligence in just a week. So, okay, people are smarter, they're more creative, and they work together better and more productively and more harmoniously. So what's not to like about that? And so your team will become supermen and women after they do their Alpha One training. And ideally, they do it together. We can accommodate up to 6 people at a time. If people are willing to do a day session and another 6 do a night session, we can do 12 people in one calendar week. And so bring on your teams. Now, one of the types of teams that we're particularly excited to train are sales teams. For many companies, their salespeople are their outreach to the world. It's where their revenue comes from. It's why they can be in business and make or manufacture or provide services, because they have salespeople who are out there informing the members of the public of what's available and encouraging them to meet their needs by buying the product or doing the training that the company offers. And so one of the most important virtues of a salesperson is high emotional intelligence, so that they can they can first of all understand where the prospective client is in terms of their emotions, their finances, their needs and expectations, their hopes, their goals, their dreams. And then the person with a high emotional intelligence can creatively, intelligently, and compassionately link the prospective client's needs, desires, wishes, hopes, and dreams with the product or the service that the company is providing. And so having the salespeople be graduates of the Alpha One training will allow them to be smarter and more creative and more empathic in communicating to the prospective clients about the company's products and services. And so we actually are proposing to do a study where we would like to find 1 or more companies that have sales teams in multiple locations, like maybe San Diego and Chicago. And so we would then work out a deal with the company to split the costs of this study, where we would track the sales performance, going back a year or so, train the people in one of the company's installations, and then track their sales performance going forward. Now, as you know, there are vagaries of the economy. Sales rise and fall in general with the general economy. Many say we're going into a recession, so the sales people will have a harder job. So it's really important for them to be tuned up and to have the right brainwaves for successful sales. And the reason for having a company with multiple sales locations is that we know from our research, that published research, that the benefits of the Biocybernaut training are contagious. They get on people who interact with those who have been trained. And so if you had, say, 20 salespeople in an office and we trained 10 of them, the benefits of the training would leak out to the 10 that didn't do the training, diminishing the statistical significance of the difference in the performance gain from those who did the training and those who didn't, because we know that those who didn't do the training, if they interact with people who did the training, will absorb prodigiously some of the benefits. So we'd like companies that have distributed sales forces where they don't communicate with each other very much or very often. And so it's a call, it's an appeal. It's first of all informational so that you understand what's available, but we would like to work with 1 or more companies that have sales teams in distributed locations so that they can compare the performance increments of those who do the training with those who will do the training later based on the results of the ones who did the training.
Absolutely amazing, Dr. Hart. There's so much going on at the Biocybernaut Institute. It's always great to catch up.
Wonderful. Thank you for bringing forth this initiative that has been on my wish list for some time.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Doug.
Hi, I'm Tony Robbins. Listen, if you are looking to improve your brain, your psyche, your ability, your emotions, your ability to really maximize your performance, and you want to really dig into your brain, my dear friend, Dr. Jim Hart, and his Biocybernaut program is extraordinary. I've been through it myself. My wife Sage has, members of my family have, and we found it to be truly extraordinary. But it is not for the faint at heart. Unless you're dead serious about really taking things to the next level, don't bother. We went through the Alpha program designed to maximize your ability to create alpha waves. And it was challenging and it was incredibly rewarding. And I'd recommend it to anybody serious about improving the quality of their lives or including the quality of their family lives as well. So check out Cybernaut, check out Dr. Jim Hart. And if you do, I think you'll be really, really pleased. And the entire time you are learning to think and how you think these electrodes create sounds. And you learn how to put yourself in the zone of alpha. But it's a bitch. It's horrible. I wouldn't recommend it to anybody that wants easy experiences, but I'd recommend it to anybody that wants to grow immensely. And by the first day, I'm like, who do I got to shoot to get out of this thing? Oh, it's me. I'm the one that did this shit. Right? But by the end of the week, all three of us were able to go into this state of alpha. And if you're familiar with alpha, the best way I can describe alpha is there's no problem that can't be solved in alpha. Because every problem that we have was created by us.
Thank you for being here and absorbing this information about the science of brainwaves and about the stories of people whose lives have been beneficially altered, improved by doing brainwave training at Biocybernaut. And now I'm reaching out to you to invite you to come and be a part of the Biocybernaut adventure. Biocybernauts are to inner space what astronauts are to outer space. So come and adventure with us. And if you'd like to leave a comment on the videos, you can do that, or there's a link you can click if you'd like to learn more. We welcome you to Biocybernaut.